Happy New Year, y'all. It's that time of year. It's a time of year when a lot of us are getting back to our routines after maybe a bit of a hiatus. And you might be thinking about your intentions, about what it is that you want and what you want to change for the year to come. This is a time of year that might be very exciting for some of us, and it also might be stressful and very uncomfortable or downright depressing. So whatever you're experiencing, it's okay for sure. Sometimes we are able to, at this time of year, really launch into new ways of being that can be so helpful and supportive. And other times, maybe more often, we start things that we are not able to sustain. And I think one of the reasons for this is that we are in general maybe lacking support and lacking clarity around what the process is to refine and reevaluate what's working and what's not working, where we can maybe change things so that we can create habits that are sustainable long term. And so there's a few things I suggest that my clients think about as they go through this process of refinement, whether they're creating a practice for themselves or it's something else that they're trying to change about their lives. It's the same process, right? So the first thing, especially if you're like me and you tend to be overly ambitious and overly complicated about everything, is to really, really simplify. Start small. Start small enough that it seems like you cannot fail. You can always do more later, right? Think about the context of the new habit that you want to create. When in your life is it going to work for you? When are you going to be able to carve out the time, and when are you going to be able to remember and make connections? How are you going to remind yourself in a way that is loving to keep going, right? To do what it is that you want to be doing. And then the process of evaluation, self-evaluation, right? Yoga is ultimately a practice of self-inquiry. So the process of inquiry that you go through as you begin working towards this new habit or other change is really, really important. And it's important that we check in with all of the layers of ourselves, right? So what are you feeling in your body? What is your body telling you about what's going on? What are you noticing in your mind? What are the thoughts and the beliefs and the reactions, the emotions that come up around both the intention and any roadblocks that you might run into along the way? And then from there, based on what you're noticing, you can start to really name what it is that you're doing that's working, what's happening that should be happening, and then where is there maybe a challenge, where is there maybe an opportunity for change. And I know that might sound like being overly positive and glossing over the challenges that you encounter, and that's not my intention at all. But I think that, when we run into stumbling blocks, when we run into things that are not working, when we run into things that we perceive as failures, those are really the opportunities where we can get more information and really understand how to make something work better for ourselves, so that we can, in a sustainable, consistent way long term, continue to move towards where it is we want to be. If you engaged in a process like this and you have some tips that you have learned. I would love to hear about them. And if you'd like to learn more about how to do this process and how I teach this process, please do reach out.